Your book, if while you're recording your podcast, if you're sitting there going, I hope this is going to be number one. This better be number one.
I hope I sell more copies.
I hope I sell more copies than this person who's launching at the same time, because that's the only way. Well, guess what? Now the quality of your output right now has just dropped. Because guess what? You're now living 75% in the future and you're 25% right now. And guess what? This 25% is going to define that future goal and result.
And your happiness.
And your happiness.
Whether you get the result or not.
Totally. Whereas for me, when I was writing my book, and of course I want my book to be a best-selling book. Of course I want my podcast to do well. Of course, we don't do anything for it to be lost. Like, no one does that. But what I do know is that when I'm creating, when I'm producing, when I'm writing, that's all I'm doing. See, the truth is that only 2% of the world's population can multitask. Now, the crazy thing is when—
Who are those 2%?
When people hear that, they think, I'm in that 2%. Like, everyone thinks that they're in that. But most of us are the 98%.
Yeah.
And the truth is, there is no such thing as multitasking. What it is fast switching between two tasks. So the quality is just dropping.
Because you cannot do two things at one time.
You cannot. No one genuinely can do two things at once.
I guess you could maybe like pat your head and do this at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can't do something productive at the same time, right?
Or creative. And so what I'm saying is that when you're sitting here going, this needs to be number one, you are reducing that thing's ability to be number one because it now doesn't have your full focus.
Right.
So that's the difference maker, that you can want to be number one, there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't keep comparing what number one is to someone else's goal too, because everyone's got a different trajectory. Like, there are some people that are kind of come in and do really well at one thing and you're going to do really well at another. And that's why competition has to first be in your space. Like, don't compete in a space that's not yours. Right. Because now you're just trying to be someone else again and you get lost in identity. Exactly.
There is one message on my cell phone that I look at every time I see my phone, and it's right here. I don't know if you can read it. It says, remember your intention. Remember your intention. The most important thing that you can do to get to where you are now to where you want to be is remembering the intention. So many people are living an unintentional life. Most of the things that most people are doing are in a reaction mode. You're not living in the present. You're not living in intention. You're not in charge of how you're spending your time. You're not focused. If you've ever got